Tea Party are starting to show between purists out to slash government spending and compromisers like our next guest. Congressman Michael Grimm says of certain elements in the Tea Party who got him elected, took their support, but now criticizes them. He says they're libertarians or 9/11 truthers who have taken extreme positions and have never shared my overall views, and now they've become irrelevant. They're trying to say they're part of the Tea Party, closed quote. Here to discuss New York Republican Congressman, good friend of the show, former Tea Partier Michael Grimm, who just endorsed that rock-ribbed conservative Mitt Romney for president. So, Congressman, welcome here.
It's great to be here, Judge.
Are you a conservative? Are you a libertarian? And is Mitt Romney?
I am not a libertarian, never was, and that's my point. I am a conservative. But there are some that I know that ran against me as libertarians. They were not part of the Tea Party. They did not help me get elected. And now they're trying to say they were Tea Partiers that got signatures for me. It's not true. They're not being honest.
Are you a symptom of the Tea Party disaffecting itself from people that it helped get elected, or is your case unique? In other words, are there other sitting Republican congressmen who may face primary challenges from more small government-oriented Republicans?
Well, sure. I think that there'll definitely be primary challenges, but I think I'm a little bit unique. You know, if you look at my race, you'll see that never once did I say I was a Tea Party candidate. I said that I share most of the values with the Tea Party, and I still do, and I think it's a great movement.
Last time around just because you were an electable Republican going against the Democratic?
Most of them did, but they did not endorse me, for example. I was not endorsed by the Tea Party, and a lot of those in the Tea Party are Republicans, and yes, of course they support it.
Are you a fiscal conservative?
Certainly, absolutely.
All right, you voted in favor of extending the Patriot Act. You voted in favor of increasing the debt ceiling. Why'd you do that?
Because we had no choice at this point. Look, Judge, when you look at the numbers, is there any way to get down to a no deficit at all in 1 year? It's not physically possible when you look at mathematics. I'm a reasonable, pragmatic person that believes in smaller government and less spending, but we have to be reasonable about our approach.
In order to spend less, we have to borrow another $2.4 trillion. That's basically your argument.
Unfortunately, the trajectory that we're on, yes, it takes time. It's like a battleship. You can't turn on a dime like you're in a speedboat. We have so much debt and we've become so addicted to spending that you can't go cold turkey. It's not possible. Why? Because the entitlement programs are on such a rise. You can't just stop them.
Rush Limbaugh says that Mitt Romney's not a conservative. What does Michael Grimm say about that?
I think that he's certainly a fiscal conservative, and I think he's the right man that can actually win. Is he the most conservative of all candidates? Certainly not. But he's the only one that can win, and that's what matters to me.
He can't seem to break out of the pack, and with the exception of people like you, nobody really has a fire in their belly over Mitt Romney the way a lot of us did over Ronald Reagan. Why is that?
Well, you know, I think there's a lot of reasons why, but at the end of the day, he has the two things that I'm looking for. Is he perfect? No human being is perfect. But he has the executive experience that I think we need, unlike Herman Cain, for example, and he also has a tremendous amount of experience in the private sector. He knows how to create jobs. He's done it.
He created his own version of Obamacare. He supported TARP. He's in favor of stimulus. Sounds like a Democrat to me.
Not necessarily, and I don't think he's in favor of another stimulus. I think a lot of people knew that there had to be some stimulus. It was way too much, and it was spent the wrong way. If we had spent a much smaller amount on infrastructure, I think most Republicans would have championed that. But we didn't. President Obama believes in something totally different.
You're a good guy to come into this lion's den, especially with the rain pouring out there. Congressman Michael Grimm, it's a pleasure. Why